I'm down for that.
Oh shit. Okay, here we go.
Let's go.
Language and concept warning.
Oh, bro, you should check out this graphic that I made.
You are now tuned in to Umami Night.
What is going on?
Umami Night.
I'm actually pretty impressed, bro.
Thanks, bro.
That's epic.
Thanks, man.
That's epic, man.
I made that, man. It took me.
It
took me a lot of hours on YouTube just.
Bro, you
to
should
learn
put
how
your
to do
services on Fiverr for sure. For sure.
So
Nah,
I can
actually,
make,
that's
so I can
impressive.
make $7.30
Wow.
every job.
Well, it's not called Fiverr for no reason, I guess. Yeah.
Actually, our exchange rate should be a bit better, right?
Apparently so.
Should
What
it?
you mean, like?
Against like. Oh, I don't know,
I
man.
don't know.
I don't, man.
Who
With this
knows?
coronavirus thing, I don't know what's going on,
Who
man. Is our
knows,
dollar
yeah.
better or worse?
I'm pretty sure like our dollar is like the best it's been against the American dollar, which is saying a lot for what's
Yeah.
happening over there. So, yeah.
I was supposed to do an intro.
Oh, shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Umami Nights.
Let's go.
The show that dives deep into the world of creatives and hustlers out there doing their thing. My name is Chong Ali. With me, joining me, co-hosting with me today is my homeboy, Mr. Day No himself. Make some noise.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I finally got my NPC back against my from
It's
my
working good as well.
Yeah, man. I just it works really good, especially when it's plugged in.
Nah, it's good. That's good. That's good. Hosted post-COVID. Let's
yeah,
go. Let's go.
yeah. I like that.
Yeah, it's
What's been happening, man? Like so full disclosure. We did an episode.
one of the best episodes we've ever
It was
done.
it was a bomb episode.
It was so good.
2
What
weeks,
happened?
was it 2 weeks ago?
It would have been about
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
And then like this laptop here, it just decided to tap out and everything. Like I lost a lot of stuff. Luckily, I backed up a lot of stuff.
Yep.
My audio's just dropped out.
Oh shit.
Oh, the
What's going on?
professionalism.
Nah, it's cool. It's
Okay,
character.
I'm back.
It's
I'm
character
back.
building.
Man, this is okay. So,
Yeah. So the laptop. Yeah.
oh yeah, the laptop. So it just tapped out. So I lost that episode.
Mm.
And we talked about some pretty cool things. Some deep stuff.
Mm. Yeah, for sure.
Some stuff I'm glad we're not revisiting because
True.
I think in hindsight, like as much as I do like to talk about things and give my opinion on things, sometimes I feel like I get myself in trouble.
Why is that though? Like I think it's some people just want to hear like just a I was gonna say like a non-educated
Academic?
opinion. It's like, no,
That's
but
fair,
like
though. That's
no. Like I mean, some people just want to hear like an opinion without all the dressing and all that kind of stuff. You know?
Yeah, but
know what
you
I'm
could
saying?
get that from anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
could.
and plus we drink.
Yeah, true.
Like,
Wow.
cheers, bro.
It wouldn't be a show without it. Cheers.
Yeah.
Bro. Cheers.
So, if you guys don't know, Dave and I had a podcast called Champagne Stereo, which we turned into like just like a straight up music making machine.
Yeah.
But this is what we used to do.
intentions.
Yeah. That was the plan from the beginning.
That's it. Yeah.
But this is what we used to do.
Yeah.
Give our thoughts on like Asian shit
Mm.
while we drank, and whether it was good or not, I don't know, but it was fun.
Yeah,
and it
it
was
was a
like it
lot of
forced
fun.
me to think about things more deeper.
Mm.
Because knowing, I don't like, we didn't have that many listeners, but just knowing that people were going to listen to what I was going to say
Yeah.
forced me to think about what I was going to say.
Oh man, for sure. Like I had so much more respect for like podcasting and podcasters in general, like going through that whole process with you, like because I didn't really listen to a lot of podcasts beforehand, you know.
Yeah.
So the whole thing where it's like, you know, it's literally it's you and you're talking for like a certain amount of time, so you got to sort of, you know, keep engaged and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I got a lot of respect for people putting like their plans together about like what they're going to talk about and topics and things like that. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. It's real work, hey? Like,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
you know, I've done a few of these, and
Yeah,
the
you have.
biggest, yeah,
Yeah.
the biggest thing that sort of helped me grow was going up to the ABC
Yeah, true.
and
right.
watching that machine run,
Yeah.
and it's like
Because it is a machine.
it is a
Yeah,
machine.
yeah,
Like they have, like that's a real professional.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I don't know what I expected. Obviously, not this, you know. But when
You
I
sure
got
it
up there,
it wasn't the same setup?
we're not that far away. But
I thought you like stole this whole aesthetic from the ABC
all
like
the,
main room.
all the Bunnings lighting, the LEDs,
Surely.
Kmart,
Yeah.
Kmart swivel arm lamps.
No, it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Yeah, but
Obviously, they're very, very polished up there.
yeah,
I can
yeah,
imagine.
and it's a real operation. So
Yeah.
the level of professionalism that you would expect from the ABC,
Yeah.
not just down to the equipment, but like the way they run the show, the way the
Yeah.
producer actually produces the
Ye-
show, and
Yeah. Yeah.
how organized they are. I'm like, okay, so that's what you're supposed to do.
Supposed to do, yeah. Because you were in like a couple of like, I guess, roundhouse situations where you were there with a couple of other guest speakers as well. Hey?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So, for those that don't know, if you guys are interested and you want to hear me on, like, hear a censored version of myself, you can
It's hilarious. You should definitely listen.
you can listen to me on the ABC.
I can hear him straining to dial
Oh,
himself
dude.
down.
Oh, man.
No. No,
when
you present yourself well.
oh, thank you, man.
No.
But I'm still trying to sneak it in there. Like, I'm
Oh, of course, yeah.
the wink and the nudge in
Yeah,
there.
I can feel you winking.
Yeah. And Kelly's like so smart. Like, you can't get nothing past her. She knows what I'm doing.
I love Kelly, bro. She's
yeah,
dope.
she's
so
hilarious,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
She's like so smart.
Yeah.
It's intimidating how smart she is.
Right. Yeah.
And I think one of the things I've learned about going up there too is like, if you don't know what you're saying, shut the fuck up. Like, if you don't know what it's, what it is,
Yeah.
just shut the fuck up. Because because I'll ramble until I find some sort of semi-coherent point,
Sure. Yeah.
and I'll try and drive that home. Like, it's like that's the best idea.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, man, just keep your mouth closed and listen. Because they're
sure.
like, because I'm up there with like real journalists and real scientists and real,
Yeah.
like, people who are really smart. Man.
Yeah, well, people that do that, I guess that's their life, you know.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
live and breathe that sort of environment, you know.
That's right.
And I guess when you're doing podcasts or like radio shows, there's like a real, it's like almost like a real emphasis for you just to keep talking, just for the sake of talking, you know, like kind of thing.
That's
and,
right,
and
man.
and like you said, like I guess sometimes it's better not to in
Yeah.
in some scenarios. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, especially when I don't know what I'm talking about. That's, it's like, let the smart people talk. They know about this stuff.
But they keep inviting you back, bro. That's the thing.
I know, it's
That's epic,
hilarious.
though. Like
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm going to disclose something that I probably shouldn't
Oh
disclose.
shit! Not so early, bro. It's only like halfway through the year.
So what happened was, so I honestly thought my time there had run its course.
Okay, fair.
And I was like, man, this is like, because I've been trying to look for a way into radio.
Yep.
Because I like broadcasting. I like playing music. Like, that's my thing. I feel like it's a good fit for me.
Very
right?
good fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the landscape. I'm looking at all these other radio stations. I'm like, all right, well, where do I fit? Like, where can I realistically see myself?
Sure.
Are there any other people like me who look like me? Obviously, fucking Asian people out there who are
Yep.
doing these jobs
Yeah.
that I could, possibly slide in. Is it realistic? And the more, I did the 4ZZZ stint, and I did, there was all these things that I've shot for, sort of behind the scenes that, obviously you always get rejected for shit, but
Yep.
it got to the point of where I was like, okay, well, I don't think the amount of effort that I'm putting in, because I know how good I am at this, and I'm realistic. Like, I'm okay at this. I'm not
Yeah.
great.
Oh, bro.
I'm okay at it.
Come on.
I mean, like, like, I'm still sort of new to it. But I know that I can interview people. I can talk to
Yep.
people. I can get information out of people. I can sort of write the story during the interview. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, so, but I guess just looking at it from like a realistic point of view, I was like, man, you know what, man? Maybe radio isn't for me. Maybe I'll lean harder into the podcasting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I sort of just gave up on the radio thing for now, until I guess the landscape changes, whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought, man, what am I even doing? Why would I waste my time going up to the ABC again? Like, I don't know if I'm adding any value to their listeners, because their listeners, like, it's not my target audience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like the middle-aged,
For
educated,
sure. For sure.
sort of, people who can't get the internet, so AM's all they got.
Man, fuck you. I listen to that shit all the time.
I'm sorry, bro. I forgot how educated you were, man.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
why
it,
I'm listening to it. Yeah, all for education. No,
So,
but I know what you mean. Yeah.
So when they hit me up,
Yeah.
I guess at the beginning of this year,
Yeah.
this is pre-COVID, obviously.
Yep.
And they're like, "Yo, we're just lining up the regulars again for 2020.
Yeah.
Let us know if you're still interested in doing the show, all this stuff."
Mm.
And it was like a group email blast to all the other,
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, man? Maybe my time at the ABC as a guest has run its course,
Yeah.
because and I was sort of doing all this weighing up my options.
Yeah,
and where I
sure.
should put my energy and where I should put my time on this stuff. So I was like, you know what, man, maybe I'll just like give that slot to somebody else.
Mm.
You know, that's a better fit for whatever.
Mm.
And I'll just concentrate on doing Umami Nights.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks ago, so a few weeks ago, I guess, maybe a month ago or whatever, Kelly emailed me herself. Because usually it's the producer.
Oh.
It's the producer that'll email you, that'll line you up. And because I didn't think much of it, man.
Yeah.
And then she actually emailed me herself and goes, hey, man, like, what's going on? Like, I'd like to get you back on the show. You know, blah, blah,
So
blah.
good.
And I was like, damn. I was like, I can't say no to her, man.
of course not. No way.
Yeah. I mean, because it was kind of like the way I sort of, like, I just sort of left it. I didn't really,
Yeah.
when that email, well, I don't think it was at the beginning of the year. Maybe it was a little bit after the beginning of the year. But when she
emailed you.
she emailed everybody, I
Okay.
kind of just left. I didn't reply. Just a sort of just a subtle way of saying like, oh man, maybe I'll just.
Oh, it's
I
one
didn't
of those
really
front
say-
situations where it's like, I'm not going to text her straight away. I'm going to wait for it.
yeah, but I didn't want to like outwardly say, nah, man, I'm done with this or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Because I don't know. I guess because it just felt so impersonal. There's so many people already in the email, and this is bad. I shouldn't be saying this.
No.
I'm pretty sure there's a disclaimer at the bottom of the email that says
Do
like,
not talk about any of this
yeah.
like fucking
Well,
situation.
who
Nah,
cares?
it's fine.
It's not like I'm gonna get a job in radio anyway. Who cares?
Are you hearing that radio?
That's what they don't have on me. So I'm
That
free-
you
I'm
don't
free-
want it?
I'm free to
fair
say
enough.
whatever I want.
Exactly.
But anyway, so yeah, but she's cool, man. She's
Yeah.
so cool. Like the last episode though, I was on. I think it was last week.
Fuck, was that only last week?
Last week I was on. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I think it was last week.
Hmm.
And the first story was like they're talking about some princess having a wedding and like her dad wasn't invited, one of the princes or something.
Okay.
And I was like,
Interesting.
but the thing is like the producer will hit you up. They'll call you and
Yeah.
they'll go, hey, these are the topics we're gonna talk about.
Sure. Yeah.
Blah blah this and that. And then me being a fucking idiot, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, princesses,
Yeah,
sure.
cool. Yeah, like royal family. Oh, of course, man.
Yeah.
That's in my
Yeah,
wheelhouse.
fuck yeah. Yeah.
I have no idea who these people are.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just don't care.
Yeah.
You know, and then so when it comes to like, and it wasn't Kelly this time. It was Kat Davidson that was filling in.
Yep.
So
Yep.
she was like, blah blah blah, princess, blah blah this and that. And I was like, who? Like I was just like,
shit.
who?
Oh no.
I literally
no.
just I'm convinced that they just need me to be there, like as the token
What?
Asian dude.
Token Asian dude. Yeah, of course. Surely that's
So-
exactly what it is.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna be like, oh well, like I'm just gonna goof off, man, and see how far I can take it.
I didn't listen to the last one, but do they introduce you as like this is like Chong Ali or Min, like the Vietnamese rapper? Like what do they
Yeah.
say that all the time?
They just say,
all
yeah,
the time.
Chong Ali, the hip hop artist,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
which is like cool, man. I enjoy that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Hell yeah. Of course. Like, you know.
And they're like don't get me wrong, I love them. Like I love the crew there. Like I only
Yeah.
interact with 2 or 3 of them,
Yeah.
but they're cool, man. Like they try. They're
Yeah.
really trying.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm.
And they're like really switched on, and
Mm.
they've got their fingers on the pulse, man. Like
Mm.
it's not because before I started going up to the ABC, I used to think it's like this faceless corporation
Yeah.
that like this is in my head.
Yeah.
This is imaginary. It's totally imaginary.
Yeah.
Just white people talking about white people shit.
Sure. Yeah.
And I had not encountered enough white people, educated white people like that until I went up there. So it was actually, I was the one that was benefiting.
Yeah.
So I went up there and I met all these people like, oh, they're like really smart and
Yeah.
they're really hip.
Yeah.
They might be like, some of them might be a generation older, but they have not lost touch.
Yeah.
They're always plugged in and
Yeah.
they're always in tune and they're like hella smart.
Yeah.
And then it just left me going, I am such an idiot. What, like, how could I draw these conclusions without even meeting these people?
Yeah, well, it's easy to do, man. But like, I guess that's the thing with like the ABC or like even like like SBS broadcasting. Like, you sort of forget that a lot of people in that field are really trying to champion like good things for people of ethnic backgrounds and whatnot.
This is the thing though, like, they like individually, I feel like they are, but as a whole,
As a
I'm like,
corporation,
bro,
yeah.
like, how did that?
Yeah.
Where did that link break? Whereabouts in the chain does it break? Because as individuals, they're like down for it. They're
For
totally,
sure. Yeah.
and they're not just saying it. They really are
Yeah.
about that life.
Yeah. Yeah.
They really do care and they really do want to help.
Mm,
And
mm.
they're doing whatever's in their power to do
Yeah.
to help.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line, it's like, I don't know. It's the strangest thing because when I think of ABC,
Mm.
I go, yeah, there's that big corporation that blah, 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 blah. But then when I go in there and I meet, it's not the ABC, it's Kelly. It's like, it's this person, it's that person.
Yep,
Like
yep.
they have a name and they have a face and they have a life and they have things that they care about.
For sure.
So
yeah,
it humanizes them.
Yeah.
But I would not know until I walk in there.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And most people don't have that experience.
No, no,
See what I mean?
not everyone is in your position, bro, to go in there.
Yeah, so unfortunately, like, they're going to be stuck, not knowing.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
for the
what it's
most
like.
part, like even when I listen to like Kelly Higgins, like on the radio and stuff, like look, their demographic is still geared towards, for lack of a better term, like white Australians, even older
Yep.
white Australians. So
Yep.
that's just sort of, I guess, what comes with that territory. But I know, SBS has always seems to try to break the sort of like the walls, if not. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we know Andrew.
Yep.
Oh, Andy.
Andy True.
Andy True. So
Is
he's
that how you pronounce his surname? True.
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 I don't know.
Oh.
I think they say True.
True. Yeah. Okay.
Drill is
Drill.
like how you say it in
Yeah,
Vietnamese.
yeah.
I don't know how they like anglicize it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's another word I learned from the ABC. Anglicize.
Oh, well, there we go. Wow.
It's like,
Doing
it's so
good
smart.
things. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, they're whitenized. They're like
Right.
anglicized.
Anglicized. To
Okay.
accentuate the angle.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that seems to be one of their main points
Mm.
of differentiation is to employ diverse staff and people of color
Yeah.
at the SBS.
Yeah.
And that's evident.
Mm.
ABC, not so much.
Not so much, right? Yeah.
But I've never run a radio station, so I have no idea of how
what the sort
advertising.
of,
I mean,
the
I
procedures
don't
are.
think they're supposed to advertise. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. Fuck. Again, see, I should keep my mouth shut, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, like, I mean, I guess because you sort of flow between these two sort of, I guess, media entities where it's like radio and then there's podcasting. Like, how do you feel like, I mean, podcasting is such a common part of like our sort of lingo now. People know what a
Yeah.
podcast is and
Yeah.
whatnot. Whereas like even like maybe even 10 years ago, people were like, I kind of know what a podcast is. Still a bit weird. And like, do you think podcasting is definitely the new wave of what radio is, or is there always going to be the two of them sort of sitting beside each other?
Yeah, man. I think the way we can look at it is like streaming services on, like, say, Netflix
Yep.
and Amazon Prime and
Yep.
Stan
Yep.
versus TV.
Right. Yeah.
So TV is always
Fair.
going to be there
Fair. Yeah. It's a
because there are things that are going to be live,
Yep.
like sports. And
of course. Yeah.
Fucking wow. I don't know what else. What else is live that you have to watch live? Sports, I guess. That's the only thing.
Australian Ninja. What's it? Ninja Warrior.
Oh,
No, it ain't live.
Is that live? No, it's not live.
It's
That's pre-recorded.
No, it's definitely pre-recorded for sure.
But like that's the way I see it. Like the radio is always going to be there.
Sure. Yep.
Because
Because it is it's an on-demand kind of thing. It's not on demand, but you're right. It's always there. It's always switched on. It's a never sleeping kind of thing.
And we forget because we're so I guess because we're like deep into music. We like to seek out and discover our own music.
Yep.
And we sort of curate our own playlist.
Sure. Yep.
Whereas there are people out there that don't really care. They just
Yep.
want to put on background noise
Yep.
that has a certain tempo, that has a melody that isn't gonna offend.
Yeah.
And they don't listen to it deep enough to get annoyed at it like we do.
True.
So you know what I mean? Like that's a huge chunk of the population.
Yeah.
So as long as those people are there,
Mm.
radio's gonna live.
Yeah.
When it comes to podcasting, like in a conversation context, I think podcasting you make zero cash off it. Like I've done 2000 and I think
Let's
16.
put this into perspective.
Yeah, 2016. Me and my mate Shen, we started a podcast called Doja Life.
Yep.
And we interviewed like the who's who of Australian combat sports.
Yep.
And MMA, right?
Yep.
And
that industry is no joke. Like I don't know much about it, but I know that they make bank. Like it's a huge industry.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
it can be. It can be. It
Yep.
definitely can be, and it's definitely growing to
Yep.
that point.
Yep.
The UFC obviously is evident of that.
For
That's
sure.
a massive conglomeration now.
Yeah.
Is that the right word? Is that the right word?
Conglomerate.
Conglomeration.
Sure. Yeah.
I've heard
why not?
Busta Rhymes say it once.
Oh well, if he said it, I'm sure he must be fine.
But it's a massive- so UFC obviously a massive corporation. One
Yep.
championship is like the equivalent in Asia. Again, another massive corporation. So yes,
Yep.
there is definitely legs
Yep.
there. I've made probably several $100s
Okay.
over 26 episode or 36. I don't know, one of those.
Okay.
Run.
A fairly modest.
Very
earning.
modest.
Yeah. Yeah.
The amount of time I invested in it,
Yep.
editing,
Yep.
and like, bro,
Yeah.
I count it as an internship.
Yeah. Right.
I count it as an internship
Yeah.
because I don't count. That was not. I didn't set out to make money off that. I
Yeah.
set out because I love combat sports, martial arts,
Yeah.
and I wanted to get deeper into the sport, and I wanted to shine a light on these athletes that I felt like the local athletes that I felt like wasn't getting their just
Weren't
due.
getting the shine. Yeah. Yeah.
That was
sure.
the whole point.
That's cool. Yeah.
Inadvertently, I made some really good connections.
Mhm.
Like I made, and my clout grew.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
you know, like,
Damn, this
that was
guy.
inadvertently. I didn't. That was a
Inadvertently,
byproduct.
yeah,
That was a
sure.
byproduct.
Okay,
I had no
sure.
idea.
Yeah.
I was getting into shows. Like people are just getting me into shows for free and shit. Like
Damn.
I didn't mean for that to happen. It just
Yeah.
happened, right?
Yeah.
Like I just love talking to people. I love
Yeah.
talking to people who are doing things on a higher level.
Mm.
And then I'm going like, so how did you do that?
Yep.
And what is your mindset when you do that? And then I go, oh, like I can do that. Like
Yeah.
that's something I could do.
Sure.
Something, you know. So that's my little hack for my own
It's a good hack.
selfish
Nice.
personal gain, right?
Yep.
Anyway, but we found that with podcasting, it was less intimidating for people. Going up to the radio station
Okay.
is hella intimidating.
Yeah.
You got to go past security. You got to get into the elevator. You got to get clearance. You got to go into the green room.
Yeah.
You go into the producer studio first, and
Yep.
then you go into the main studio
Yep.
after. Like it's a whole thing.
Yep. Yep. There's
Podcasting
a whole
is like-
process kind
yeah.
of thing. Whereas, yeah.
Podcasting is like, yo, come over to my house and talking to a mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we're just
yeah.
having a chat, we're drinking. Like
Yeah. For sure.
it's free. So
Yeah.
podcasting for the guests is kind of like a gateway drug, I guess, into radio. Like it gets the training wheels.
Yep.
So when I'm interviewing people that are doing cool things, but they don't ever think that they're gonna have to promote things on radio,
Yep.
they're more likely to say, "Oh, you know, I could do a podcast.
Yeah.
I can do a
yeah.
you know."
A safer environment kind
Yeah,
of thing.
it feels-
if anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel, I guess, as intimidating.
Mm.
Even like at the 4ZZZ, it can be intimidating. I mean, local station, like they do really good work there. But if you're not like an artist who's not used to talking to people on mic all the time,
Yep.
it can definitely still be intimidating, man.
For sure, yeah. I could imagine it could even, like, that's the thing with radio, I suppose it could even almost feel like a very soft interrogation kind of thing.
Oh, dude.
You know? Like, you know,
Yeah.
as opposed to when podcasting, it's a safe environment and it's a very, for the most part, depending on a podcast, it's a niche subject
Yeah.
that you sort of already know what you're going to, you know, sort of talk about and whatnot.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because the podcast, like, they'll say what the podcast is. It's
Yeah.
in the name.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
exactly.
Dojo Life is like, okay, we're just going to be talking about combat sports.
Yeah.
And
Surprise,
then-
motherfucker, cooking.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, I know that
Yeah,
subject.
yeah.
And, like, they can just talk all day long because
Yeah,
they're an
sure.
expert.
Yeah.
Not like me. I'll go up to ABC and talk about the royal family. So I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but that's epic. Bro, that's mad respect. That
That's
is like,
just like-
that is an achievement. That's
Ah,
a
it's-
gamer achievement. It's dope.
It's funny because, like, I remember the first time I went up there was to promote the Culture Train tour.
Yep.
Culture
Culture Train.
Yeah, oh
damn.
god, that was hilarious.
What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I remember when I was talking, because
Yeah.
like I remember my mindset going up there. I was
Yep.
like, this might be the only time that I'll ever get to talk at the ABC. This is legit my
Sure.
mindset.
That's fair.
And because of my background, like podcasting, all that, and even performing on stage, like
Yeah.
you know, like I was kind of ready for it. Like I was still taken back by like, oh shit, like there's all these
The process.
the
and
process
what-
of
yeah,
getting to actually sitting down in front of the mic in front of
yeah.
the host. But my mindset was like, if this is the only time that I'm going to be up here, I'm just going to let it all hang out.
Yeah.
I don't care what station it is. I don't care who's listening.
Yeah.
I'm going to force you to listen to who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and just
100%.
let it all hang out.
Yeah.
And I guess Kelly took a liking to that because like
Dope.
she got the producer to hit me up again like, yo, we want to make you a regular.
Yeah,
Come
man,
up
that's
again.
so good though. Like that is the definition of like the best outcome you can have like, in
Yeah.
a situation like that. Like
I
that's
remember,
epic.
oh, dude, when they first started getting me to go up there,
Yeah.
because their show format
Yeah.
of What Do You Reckon, it was like hella academic.
Okay.
Like I'd do research.
Yeah.
I'd have to
You started-
research.
I would
Bro, and I'd have to like, I'm not even joking, I'd
Yeah.
script.
Yeah.
I would script what I'm saying. Because they're talking about like technologies of how to like they're curing dementia, like they're squirting bubbles into the brain and like getting rid of the calcified bloody cell, whatever, right?
We were like doing like little storyboards. It's like, okay, so if this person says this, my response
Yeah,
is this.
like a knowledge tree.
Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah. Fuck, bro.
So like, I would stress out.
Yeah.
Because like I'd have to leave home at 6 to make to there by 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
But they'd call me at like 3:30
Mm.
and go, okay, well these are the subjects we're talking about. I'm like, okay, so if there's 3 subjects,
Yeah.
I've got to research these 3 subjects, have an opinion,
Damn.
have a point of view, and try to make it entertaining.
Damn.
Because I want to kill it. I want to knock it out of the park.
Yeah. You don't want to just rock up with some knowledge and be that's it. Like
Because there's no way I can compete against the people who actually know.
That's
these,
fair.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
So that
yeah,
my
yeah.
only point of difference would be the sense of humor.
Yeah,
Like where
sure.
where can I find some sort of funny or
Yeah.
add some personality? Like that's the only thing I got going for me, man.
Yeah.
But also at the same point, I don't want to look stupid about like constantly not knowing about all 3 subjects.
yeah, you can't just be like, fart joke, you know? Like,
be the distracting
Yeah,
kid in
yeah,
the back
yeah.
of the class.
yeah, exactly.
I'd stress out, bro. I would stress
It sounds stressful,
out.
man. It sounds because it's such a it's a real performance piece mixed with like an academic vibe, you know. Like,
And you gotta make it seem
seamless,
seamless, yeah.
yeah.
And so yeah, oh, fuck, man, it was so.
Man, props to you, bro. Like that's epic.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
that's
but
great.
man, I remember, and it was I can't remember how long after that. The producer called me, and he was like, "Yo, he goes, this year we're gonna switch up. We're gonna switch up the format." I was
Okay.
like, "Oh God, what
Here
are we
we go.
doing now?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Yo, we're gonna make it more like, we're gonna make it more casual. It's gonna be more laid back. It's gonna be more opinions and just perspective based.
Okay.
Talking about people's lived experiences." And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Because I don't have to lie if I'm just telling my truth. If I'm just
For sure,
talking
for
about shit
sure.
that I've already been through, I don't have to lie.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, so it was so much better.
That's
I was
good,
like,
man.
I could actually enjoy myself and like finding the funny in bits and pieces.
You
And
put away all the fucking like books and shit.
oh,
and
dude,
just-
it was so brutal. Eh?
yeah.
But yeah, that's that's the difference. I think with podcasting, I've never actually. I don't think I've actually been on a guest on a podcast. If I'm thinking back now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, I've done like those digital thingies, videos and stuff. For
Yeah.
people.
I guess it's pretty
It's
much
kind
the
of like a
same
video
thing,
podcast,
really.
man. Basically,
Yeah,
any
yeah.
vlog sort of thing.
That's what I'm sort of saying. Like, yeah.
Bro, you know what, man? Like that's. I might have a skewed perspective on this, but because I've got nothing to lose, I can just go on into it being however I want it to be.
Yeah.
And because I've been constantly doing that,
Yeah.
they expect me to just be
just
whoever the fuck I'm gonna be.
Just who you're gonna be, a Chonga
Yeah.
Lee.
Yeah. So I think that kind of helps me out a little bit.
I think so.
And then when I do sort of like say something half decent, they're like, "Oh,
Oh, wait a minute.
oh wow."
Fuck this guy.
Wait, run that back, run that back.
Yeah, let's go.
Did he
Let's
just make
go.
a cohesive point?
You gotta bring the smarts out sometimes. You gotta
Oh,
catch
man.
them off guard.
Oh,
bro. Yeah.
once in every 2 years, I'll do that.
No, it's good, man.
They're like,
Stop.
"What?
Wait a minute. Wait
Penny
a minute.
drop."
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No,
But
don't-
yeah, like to for the longest roundabout way. Yeah,
Yeah.
podcasting, I think, way more approachable, way more. I mean, obviously less reach if it's not an established radio station.
Yeah.
But and the other thing too is like as soon as you say to anybody that they're going live, they freeze up.
Yeah.
That's the biggest one. Going live is because they just it's well and truly no take backs when it goes live.
Yeah. That's true.
And people just if they're not used to it, then if it's
Mm.
like me and you where we've like
A
eating
bit of a
shit on
pressure cooker
stage.
situation. Yeah, well, that's well, yeah.
Then
yeah.
just like going into a depression for like 2
Yeah,
weeks
yeah, that's it,
because
that's
you
it,
like just did so badly.
That's it.
It ain't no thing, man.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
that's
words.
true. That's very
Nobody
true.
ever listens back to a fucking real live broadcast. No one ever does that.
Oh, well, I
Oh,
don't know. First time for
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Nah,
But yeah, I don't know if there is, man. Stay away
Let us
from me.
know.
Stay away from us.
let us know if you guys listen back. That'd be good.
Yeah.
When we go live next time, anyways.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Yeah.
Full disclosure.
What a fiasco,
This podcast should be called Full Disclosure. This episode.
bro. That'll be the spin-off. Full
Yeah,
disclosure.
that's not a bad. Someone would have had to have already named it Full Disclosure.
Surely.
Called their podcast. It's a good name.
You see, that's the thing. People always do that though. They're like, man, surely so and so has done this and that and this.
I'll do one
then-
better.
Okay. Oh, you actually know. Okay. Well, this.
I'm gonna Google
Okay. Full disclosure.
Full
podcast.
Disclosure podcast and I'll see what comes up.
Be funny if it was like an Asian guy.
2 Asian guys.
The 2 Asian guys. This is like,
James O'Brien.
oh yeah, definitely an Asian name.
Full Disclosure with James O'Brien
Wow.
podcast radio. It's on radio.
Oh well.
LBC.
jeez. Oh,
Okay, so that's a real radio station then.
well.
Hmm.
There you go.
Award-winning LBC presenter and best-selling
Award-winning.
author James O'Brien hosts a
Jeez.
series of compelling conversations.
Compelling conversations, even.
So,
Damn.
bro, we should get in the business of naming podcasts, of naming shows, because
There's a market for it, obviously.
there is.
Jesus, damn.
Hey, I like this. Being able to fucking Google while we're talking.
That's actually super helpful.
Yeah, I hope I haven't fucked up the
Yeah, it's just like it's just stop. Let's stop.
Yeah, but so this is a new setup, new system. So when Dave first came over today, after our fiasco
Fiasco.
last time,
Ube fiasco.
the podcast that never happened.
Such a good podcast.
It was amazing.
Yeah, but anyways, that's all right.
Yeah,
We live.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where it was risque enough.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, can I get away with it?
Then there was also a lot of lightheartedness.
Yeah,
a couple of jokes
man.
and stuff.
You know,
A bit of everything for everyone.
oh, the joys.
Anyways, we move on.
So before we started this actual podcast, we did a live stream. We attempted a live stream, several live
Yeah, we
live
did.
streams.
Yeah.
None of them which were successful.
Nah, none.
But yeah, there's much to learn for me because I've just set up this rig on this laptop, and it's like it's able to stream as well as record as well as
Clever.
you know, obviously export the audio. So it's like I'm just doing it once
Yeah.
because I recorded an episode last week with Nyan,
Yep.
Captain Rap Snack.
My man.
Dude, and I had to like export this into another software to do all the intros and all that stuff.
Oh, really?
And I had to export that and import to YouTube. It took 2 days,
nah,
man.
that sounds
It hurt my soul.
Yeah, nah. I don't know.
And so I was like, after a lot of Googling,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's just trigger the intro. I can trigger, like I learned how to trigger it all. I had to
Yeah.
a bit of prep work, but it's much better. Once this is done, I just like export it and then upload it and that's it.
Yeah, but it's for me like it's still such a very foreign like universe. Like I just see you do all this shit, and I see all these cables and like the software that you're using. And it's like sweet. I'm glad I'm not trying to sort this out. And, like,
I'm sure there's more cables than needs to be.
well,
like-
the more cables, the better. Obviously. Yeah.
It makes it look.
The
It keeps
flex.
the warm room, you know.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure. It's either that or the Bunnings light. Nah, but shout out to Bunnings, right?
Shout out to Bunnies. I wanted to
Bunnings.
ask you, man, how do I get rid of this flicker?
Well, look, it's either a 60 frames per second issue or a 50 frames per second issue. I don't know.
But so is it the lights that are the problem, or is
So,
it the
like,
camera?
I'm not super well versed in how these scenarios sort of work, but
Okay.
there's certain, I guess, frequencies and lights when you are filming with different cameras that will get affected by the frequency and lights. So some
Right.
lights won't do anything. This happens a lot when we film houses and we film the bathrooms. Bathroom lights seem to have a weird frequency that bug out the camera. So you'll see a lot of flickering. You'll see these big black bands like going through the camera. And that's just the only way to sort of fix that from our end is to play around with the camera settings, whether it's the shutter speed or the frequency that the camera's shooting in. that's all just technical jargon. You don't really need to know about that kind
I
of stuff.
just want to get rid of the flickers. So
Short answer is
I've got to figure out if it's the lights or the camera first.
I'm gonna say that it's a combination of both,
Yeah.
but most likely the lights.
Okay. Because
I'm leaning towards
one
the
of the
lights.
lights is from Bunnings, the other one's from Kmart.
There's fucking things from Pixar or whatever. Is it Pixar? No, I don't know.
Yeah, the Pixar one.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. No, I'd say it's just because it's a combination, man. By the looks of it. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's like, isn't it? It's like a cool effect, I guess.
is it, man? Like,
Is it
I don't want people to start like convulsing.
Yeah, it is.
Watch
Bro, we're gonna like lose half of our like demographic. because
Yeah, I
of,
was like, man, we've had an
flickering.
influx from these people. They said they were listening to a podcast.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
They
Tripping
just
out
started
shit.
vomiting all over the place out of the blue.
Mate. Full disclosure, I've got
Full
nothing to do with this.
disclosure.
I got nothing to do with this. I have nothing to do with the setup of this.
Oh man,
podcast.
you just left me hanging out to dry.
Nah, my bad.
Speaking of leaving hang out to dry, you need another drink.
I possibly do need another drink.
See my segues, man. Like this is the one thing that I've come out of this all this podcasting. My segues are on point.
The king of segues.
Bro,
you
thank
could
you.
Say.
Thank
You could say.
If segues was still a thing, like the physical,
Like the actual. Oh,
transportation unit,
yeah.
they would be sponsoring the hell out of this
They
podcast.
would be, but I'm pretty sure they're like semi-banned or what.
Are they?
Yeah. Well, the last I heard is they're getting rid of policemen on segways.
Oh,
Because I think just people just were laughing too
were
much.
there
just making
policemen on
fun.
segways?
Yeah, bro.
I've never seen them.
Bro, like I saw them around like West End.
Really?
It's the most funniest
That's
thing. You can't take it. You can't take them
Oh
seriously.
my god! So how do you can you like do a drive by? Is it possible to like?
I don't know. I don't
is it
know.
Like
I don't know. Like
I would love to
you see the fire like the policeman on a bike, and that's funny.
That's already
That's
funny.
already pretty funny,
I
right?
was like, yo, why are you wearing tights, bro?
But a Segway, like fully closed,
Oh my
like just a
God.
normal like uniform on a Segway, like just it's.
That's so funny.
But like now they've stopped because apparently it's not like efficient enough or something.
I'm,
So,
uh,
yeah,
Because segways, how fast do they go?
I
like,
can't be
pretty
that
sure you
much
could-
fast. Oh, I don't know, like probably pretty fast, faster than a Lime scooter, surely.
Oh, Lime scooters is pretty fast. They're pretty fast.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because I was just gonna say I could probably outrun a Segway,
Yeah.
but that'd outlast me. You know what I mean? Like they'd have that endurance.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
Their
they
batteries
they
would
get onto you eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but then you like if I'm climbing fences, bro.
then
If
they're
I'm getting
fucked.
through windows,
That's
yeah,
nothing.
it's over.
Like, there's nothing you can
Because like,
do.
what are you gonna do? You're gonna get out of your Segway and go,
Yeah.
should I
there's
go
like,
after
do
him
I lock
or-
this up? And
yeah.
like, yeah. What
It's
do
not
I
like
do
a
with
car
it?
where you can just like close it and
Nah.
lock the door.
Exactly. It's not a bike. You can't just sort of like attach it to a pole quickly.
Yeah.
Like it's this very awkward piece of machinery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hilarious. That I can't believe I didn't even know that they were.
It's
cops
amazing.
were-
It's funny because whenever you do see a cop on a Segway, it's almost like they're speeding away to get out of sight.
Oh my
It's
god!
because they're
that's
like
so
that
funny.
embarrassed. Like it's, I'm sure it's not, but you see them and they're just like, and it's like,
Cops are just people, and people will be like, people are gonna give other people shit
of course, yeah, for sure.
from within. Like they're
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Oh shit, you on
Yeah.
Segway duty, son?"
Right. That's-
It's got to be like, "Oh man, like if you fucked up, if you like, man, you filed your paperwork wrong." Like,
Yeah.
"Oh man, I'm sorry, sir."
Yeah.
That's it. 1 month on the Segway.
Yeah, that, bro, so true, so friggin' true.
You
That-
gotta
bro,
be-
that'd be the worst punishment. Like I'd feel so just demoralized if I had
Bro,
to be on a Segway.
What if this punishment was 1 month on the Segway,
Yeah.
and you have to be out at like 10 p.m. onwards when all the drunk people are out?
No, bro, no. I can just imagine like 20-year-old like Dano just being like just
Yeah.
ruthless, bro. That's awful.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna
Shout outs
go
to them.
top you up, man,
Legend.
and we'll pause it right now, and we'll come back right after this.
Yes, sir.
Pause recording. All right, let's go. Ooh,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. Hell yeah. All right, this is working at the moment, which is good.
Great.
This is fantastic.
Very good. Very
Oh
good.
no, I've got to go back to
Oh.
the scene.
Uh-oh. Damn.
Oh man, I've really got to mind my P's and Q's when I'm doing this, because. Cheers, bro. I don't think
Cheers,
this is
legend.
gonna help at all.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's always gonna help.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Umami Nights, the show that dives deep into the world of creatives and hustlers out there killing the game.
Yes, sir.
Second half of my interview with my man. It's not even an interview. Dano in the house, ladies
What's
and
up?
gentlemen.
What's up?
This ain't even an interview anymore. Like, it's so strange. It's weird for me to say this is an interview. 'Cause, like, We just talk like.
I know
we
what you
would.
mean, though. Like, yeah,
'Cause, like,
there's certain formalities, you know.
Yeah, I guess. But
Well-
like when I interview people, it's usually the first time on the show. I'm like, all
True.
right, this is an interview.
Yeah, yeah.
Get
You
to know
gotta
this
prep
person.
them up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's like when it's you, it's like, well, we're just chatting.
it's like this motherfucker's halfway drunk. He's
Yeah.
eating cookies and shit. Like, fuck.
Shout out to Busy Home Cook.
Busy home cook. What's up? Where's the
Um,
return?
Nah, she's been banned from the show.
Yeah.
She's salty about it too.
Yeah. Okay.
She's
yeah.
hella salty about it.
Yeah. Oh, well,
But you know, man,
you
you
would
gotta
be.
you gotta play ball. You know what I mean? Like I'm the captain of the ship. What I say goes. And if you don't like it, find another ship. That's just how it is, man.
Yeah, man, that's rude. That's cold.
Bro, you know what it is,
Ruthless,
man.
bro.
You know what it is. But she obviously is trying to win her way back in with these soft-scented cookies.
Bro, she won me over. If she starts a show, I'm jumping ship. I'm next week. She's gonna be in here doing her own show, and I'm gonna be in here. You're gonna walk in, you're like, what the fuck?
What are you
How
doing?
could you?
It's like full disclosure starring Dano and
yeah,
Busy Home Cook.
That's it.
I've already pitched it to her. I'm gonna get us three on a show.
That's dope.
I've just got to figure out how to like frame the camera because this I only had the intention of like two people in the shot. So I don't know. I have maybe someone can sit on the desk.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's cool. We can do that.
But yeah, so I don't know, man. Like, cause the last time we did the show, the show that never was.
The show never was.
we touched on food.
Yep.
Like just real quick, it was
Yep.
one of the questions because the format of the last show was like I just put it out there to our friends for some questions, and we sort of answered them. One of the questions was food, something about like what are you eating now, but we kind of just glossed over it. We didn't really dive deep
Didn't
into
dive
it.
too deep into it. No.
But I
yeah.
think it's like I don't know because I love food. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like a foodie,
Yep.
but I just like to eat because
Sure.
I guess I'm just a fatty.
Yeah. Nice.
It's
put it out
so
there.
hard because
Yeah.
like obviously with T, she cooks like phenomenally well.
Well, I think you're a little bit spoiled. That's what you know.
I
like,
am.
You know, so I'm just saying.
I
like,
am.
You know,
I go to like restaurants, like this is restaurants that we pay good money for,
Yeah.
and I'm like poo-pooing them.
Yeah.
I'm like,
just
I'm
give him a
mad.
stank face. Just
Dude,
like, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm mad. I'm like, fuck, I can't believe I paid $50 for this.
Yeah.
When I could have got this at home.
with your feet up
Yeah.
and a glass of wine.
Yeah,
and shit.
didn't have to get out of my pajamas. I'm not even wearing a shirt. Didn't even wash my
Shit.
face. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So, like, I don't have to line up for the toilet. I don't have to ask anyone for a drink.
Bro, that's living. I mean, I guess like that's a very lucky situation that you're in there.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So,
I'm gonna milk that all the way to the bank, man.
bro, why not? Why not?
I guess she needs a break too, though.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I guess the good thing about T, then at least if she goes somewhere and she's like, "Oh, I fuck with this. This is good," then
Yeah.
probably it's gonna be good, right? Or do your tastes like vary like, between you and
we
T?
have like very
True.
okay. So we have hardly anything in common. The one thing we do have in common is we like to eat.
Okay.
But even the things that we like to eat are like
different.
completely different.
True.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Some
okay.
things I guess we do have like Taiwanese food. We love Taiwanese food.
Mhm. Okay,
Like I fucking love Taiwanese food.
Like, okay, so Taiwanese food, I don't think I've had too much, like, I guess, background in like, I don't know what their delicacies are or the sort of staple. Like, what's this Taiwanese, like, what do you,
Like a signature dish that,
Yeah.
that they have that I really like
Yep.
is like the braised beef noodle soup.
Okay, so that's a Taiwanese thing, right?
Yeah,
Because I've
it's
had braised beef
fucking-
noodle soup,
it's-
like, from different places, and I guess I just didn't know that was a Taiwanese, like, signature dish, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a signature dish,
But it's something that
like,
they
it's
obviously do.
It's usually on the menu in
Yep.
most Taiwanese places that I go to.
Yeah.
And
Soup, like, with braised beef, awesome.
Oh,
Always
dude.
awesome. Yeah.
and like you get the ones with the handmade noodles.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
it's just like, to me, it reminds me of like what pho is supposed to be like.
Okay,
You know, like
sure.
just like made with, like there's so many deep flavors.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like the different textures. Like
Sure.
braised beef noodle soup gets all in my teeth, and I
Okay.
don't even get mad.
Yeah, no, I
I gotta go
know
home
exactly
and floss
what
for
you
like half
mean.
an hour,
I
but
know
I'm
exactly
not even
what
mad.
you
You know what I
mean.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm like enjoying the meal on the way home. Like,
yeah.
bits and pieces out of my teeth.
Memories. Yeah.
I love that. especially in the cold weathers, you know, like I love noodle soups. I'm just a sucker for it.
Oh, for sure, bro. Even when it starts to get warm, like I'm still hanging
Yeah.
on. I'm like, fuck, I'm still trying to get like that pho. I'm still trying to get that tom yum. I'm still
Yeah.
trying to like hold on and be like, I still need
Yeah.
that shit. Yeah.
I'll eat it year round.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
but so, I don't know. Do you find this like, if it's like a cold, grey, rainy day,
Yeah.
noodle soup makes it better?
Oh, bro,
like, taste
100%.
better.
It just reminds me of my mom and just reminds me of like growing up and whenever I felt sick and stuff or all that
Yeah,
kind of
that's
stuff.
what
It's
it
like,
is, eh? The
it's like, oh,
comfort
here's some
shit.
noodle soup, you know, like
Mm.
this will make you feel better. And like, yeah, 9 times out of 10 makes you feel better. So,
Yeah.
especially another sort of like comfort food, like a sick food kind of thing is, I don't know if you guys do it in Vietnam. It's like, it's sort of like that. It's like again, it's like, it's a very peasant food. It's like, it's just rice mixed with like a very like limited amounts of mince, and it's sort of like done. It's like a, what's that? Congee?
Congee.
Yeah.
Chow. We call it chow.
Yeah.
But yeah, congee.
Yeah,
same thing.
exactly. Yeah.
Same thing.
And it's so basic, but
Yeah.
fuck, man, it tastes so
I know,
good.
hey.
Yeah.
So a little bit of soy sauce.
Yes, yep. So
Um,
good. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the, I don't know, like, so this is why I can't get with the fine dining. Like I get in there and like they give you this massive plate
Mm.
and it's like, it's real, it looks beautiful.
Yep.
You know, like I get it artistically, it looks great.
Yep.
And I'm eating it and like, it's just like, I don't think my palate is educated enough to pick up on the subtle nuances that they're trying to give off.
Sure. Yeah.
That might be it. Or it might be shit.
It's hard because like I know what you mean, because sometimes it feels like I'm struggling to be like damn, this tastes good. It's like I'm forcing myself to think that in my head. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, this is presented so well. It looks so nice, and obviously a lot of work has gone into it. But my taste buds just aren't reacting to it.
Yeah.
But then in my mind, I'm like, this is like supposed to be something amazing. So I'm sort of like,
Trying
you
to
know,
find it.
enjoy this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
But see, that's the thing, because anytime that happens to me,
Yeah.
like especially with that fine dining sort of
Yeah.
stuff, I always think about it like, okay, well, rap music, right?
Mm.
My favorite rapper is not going to be like the most popular mainstream rapper.
Sure. 100%,
Because there are
yeah.
things that he or she is doing
Mm.
that I really like the lyricism
Yeah.
and like the way, like mechanically how it sits inside the rhythm and all that.
Sure.
So it's like all these little things,
Little
these
things, yeah,
intricacies
yeah,
that I'm
yeah.
looking for.
Yeah.
And if that rapper
Mm.
ticks those boxes, I'm like, yes, I
Yeah.
love this song.
For
Do you
sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas somebody who's listening to like top 40 radio,
Yeah.
it's like, it's just rap. I'm
Yeah,
like, no, it's
exactly.
not just rap.
Yeah.
I think for me, like I'm that person listening to top 40 radio when I'm sitting down to eat a fine dining meal, because I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm looking for. I'm just like, I don't know. It's just food. You know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah, true. Whereas like someone that's, I guess, well versed in that sort of universe, they're looking at these boxes and like,
Yeah.
okay, this, yeah,
Yeah.
tick kind of thing.
I don't even know what boxes they are.
Yeah, well, me neither. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be like one of those things that, because I know like when I write raps, it's like I write for other rappers.
Yep. Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So it's
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
trying to impress other rappers.
yeah,
It's like the
yeah.
nerdiest shit to do.
Oh, well, you know.
And I guess like
I think we're all guilty of that at some stage,
Absolutely.
like as being artists, you know, like
in the genre that we are in, like
Yeah.
in the very like the sort of the subgenre, I guess, of rap that we do.
yeah, of course.
It is
yeah.
very lyric heavy, and we're trying to impress other rappers basically,
Yeah.
because no one else ever listens. It's got to. I mean, it is a kind of niche fan base that does listen to rap that in that depth.
Yeah,
But for the most part, it's other rappers or aspiring rappers. I
for
think.
sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I guess, man, when I feel like when those fine dining places are making creating these dishes,
Yeah.
they're kind of flexing to other chefs.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like it
think,
is.
Man, I think you actually, that's probably like one of the best comparisons that I've actually heard. I think you're onto something there for sure.
I mean, we need to get a chef, like a real chef, on
Yeah.
here to talk about this.
That's true. We
Um,
just call up, what's his name? Eddie Huang.
Eddie Huang, oh,
Yeah.
dude, I
Yeah.
would love to sit down.
Bro,
with
that would
him.
be epic, bro.
He would run circles around me, but I
Bro,
would
he'd have
just-
some stories to tell.
I would be, I'd be honored to be in his presence,
Bro, 100%. What a G. What
He's
an
only one of
OG.
the most important fucking Asian voices.
Bro, 100%, bro.
you know,
100%.
in our generation. But yeah, because that's the thing. Like the way he explains food, it's so approachable, and like he ties it into culture.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's there's no separating
Mm.
food and culture. There is no separating it.
That's it.
And I heard there was actually I just finished listening to a podcast that David Chang does. The David Chang owns Momofuku.
Oh, right.
He's got a show on Netflix as well, but
Yep.
he did
Like
a
a
show,
cooking show or like a
Yeah, a
lifestyle
cooking show,
thing?
yeah, a cooking show. and he's got a podcast. fuck, what's it called? I think it's called the David Chang Show. Whatever.
Okay.
But Eddie Huang was a guest on it, and
Yep.
they've had their differences in the past.
Sure.
But just listening to two chefs
Yep.
who are both kind of, I mean, they kind of advocate for Asian American culture
Yep.
and Asian American people.
Yep.
And the way they were so fluid in intertwining the two
Yep.
in food,
Mm-mm-mm.
food and culture and food. Like
Yeah.
it just goes back and forth. I'm like, man,
Mm.
there's not a lot of people that can have that conversation, and not lose the audience
Sure. Right. Yep.
because they're so well spoken,
Mm-mm.
but they're not. They talk in a like a very common everyman
Yeah, they're
way.
not lingo heavy. Like, it's,
Yeah.
I guess they definitely try. Well, they don't try. I think it's so natural.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess because like in America,
Mm.
this is the other thing that I was thinking
Mm.
about too. In Australia, the conversation feels like it's only just getting started
with food. Yeah.
with food and with Asian culture.
Oh, for sure. Oh.
Asian representation
Mm.
has only. I feel like if it has started, it only just started,
It has only just started, for sure.
and I feel like it can go a very very long way from
Mm.
where we are. Like
Mm.
we need to get it way further.
Bro, it's a marathon, and like this is literally like the first couple of steps for
Yeah.
sure. You know, I think this the literally the starting gun only just got shot, like, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So,
But I
yeah.
think like in America, that conversation has been happening,
Mm.
and those points have been raised
yeah,
over and over again. That's why they can talk so fluidly
yeah,
and fluently
Mm.
about it, because they've raised this point over and over again. There's
Yeah.
like obviously there's way more radio stations and podcasts out there,
yeah, for sure.
and obviously someone like Eddie Huang
yeah. Mm.
is forced to talk about this over and over again.
Yeah,
So those
man.
ideas just get refined further
Yeah.
and further every time. So it's so succinct.
Yep.
Every time he makes a point, it's like bang, nail on the head,
Yeah.
nail on the head every time.
He's so I guess like unabashed about it. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, you know, like about his, I guess, his background and his knowledge in like the culinary world, and just being who he is. You know.
Yeah.
Like, it's I guess it's refreshing for anyone, even if you're not Asian.
It's
you know?
bloody
Yeah.
genius, man, the way he
Yeah.
does it, man, because he uses food
Mm.
to get into the culture. He shows the respect of learning how to cook that food,
Mm,
but the techniques that they use are universal. Everybody knows this set of techniques.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
It's just how do they use those techniques?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he goes to different cultures and goes, like, how do you use these techniques to get to the food
Yeah.
that you got?
Mm.
And that food is like exporting the culture, and he uses that as as an in
Yeah.
to learn about, you know, like the culture that he's exploring. It's
For sure.
bloody genius, man. You can't do that. I mean, I guess you can do that with music, but man, like with music, like
It's tricky.
it is, man. Like
It's tricky.
this is like with okay, let's just talk about rap.
Mm.
Rap is like it's an art form that originates from black culture.
Yeah. Full stop.
And that's undeniable.
Full stop.
Um,
yeah. Full stop.
Obviously there were Asians and there were Hispanics, Latinos that were involved in the culture from the very beginning.
Yep.
But for the most part, predominantly it was championed and pushed up to the level it was
Yeah.
by African American
100%.
artists.
Yeah. Agreed.
The thing with hip hop and rap is like it's so tied into that African American culture, black
Mm.
culture,
Mm.
and there's so much political background to it that without paying proper respect
Mm.
going into the culture, I don't think it flies.
No.
Like you can't go into like you get found out real quick if you
Yeah.
just go into it and you just there's that cliche like the culture vulture. You're just in it to get cash
yeah,
and
of
get
course.
out. Right?
Yeah.
You get found out pretty quick.
I think
right?
so. Yeah.
And the thing is like with say something like stand-up comedy,
Mm.
it's a very uniquely American art form,
Sure.
but it wasn't started by it's not rooted in black culture.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
So for stand-up comedy to grow, it just goes to different places, and it doesn't like there's no one saying like, oh, you're not black, you can't do stand-up. You're
Sure.
Not, sorry, you're not white, you can't
Mhm.
do stand-up. Whereas early on, it was like, you're not black, you can't rap.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's a difference there. And I don't know if like stand-up comedy, and this is just from like a outsider's perspective,
Mm.
as someone as a fan of stand-up, I don't know if like there's not like a self-governing body
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
there's,
yeah.
I don't know. Like that's probably real ignorant of me to say because I don't really, I'm not in that world. Whereas in
Yeah.
the rap world, I know, and even for us,
Yeah.
we are sort of like separated from the main
Mm.
chord of rap because it obviously originates in Australia,
In America, yeah.
and we're all the way in Australia, and we're Asian.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, what's our connection to this black culture, this art form that originates from black culture?
Mm.
Because the only thing that for me that drew me to it or like resonated with me about it is like the pain.
Mm.
That's like when I heard like the pain
Mm.
in the art form, that's where I drew towards because pain is pain.
Yeah.
Like I don't know like the depths of at that time when I was a young kid.
Mm.
You know, obviously their pain was like fucking
Yeah, it's miles beyond what
yeah,
you could
obviously.
Yeah.
But there's something in there where I was like, I resonate with this pain.
Yeah.
Growing up where I am, like there are things that Tupac said that I went,
100%.
dude,
Yeah.
I feel that.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas, and my place, and then, so when this Black Lives Matter thing happened, I was just like, man, like I'm all for this, obviously, because fuck, it's obvious.
Yeah.
You know, like for anyone to say that like Black lives don't matter,
Yeah.
and all this other bullshit, it's like, man, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I
and
just don't have time for that shit.
It's
bro.
it just
it's like
it's
things need to be done, and I just don't have time for that.
oh
you know,
man,
you know,
and it's so disappointing. I'm so disappointed at some of the people.
Bro, just like on my Facebook, you know, I've seen some of the stuff that people posted up that I just thought, like, damn, like I didn't, you know, that's a game changer for me. Like I'm never gonna think or look at you in the same way again. You know,
and like I don't know, man. Like I guess our growing up, we were invested in hip hop and rap
for sure. Yeah,
like lots of like black culture for me. Because, like, obviously my dad was out working and all that sort of stuff. Like, I didn't really have anybody to show me how to, like, what men do, how to be a man or whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, man, I saw on TV and through music. How to be a man, like, handle your business, do all this shit, do that, whatever. That was, like, how I grew up. So I was like, I obviously gravitated towards, like, boxers. That's the most masculine shit on TV.
Pretty
it was
damn
like
masculine, bro. Yeah.
Mike Tyson, like knocking dudes
demolishing
flat.
people.
That's the most savage shit. Like, you know what I mean? And because Mike Tyson and like obviously like Bruce Lee, was like a martial artist, and like Bruce Lee is like the one hero that you have. Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, whatever. But like Bruce Lee was like sexy.
Yeah, bro.
Do you know what I mean? Like he's not a good, like Jackie Chan's like comedic and stuff.
Yeah, Jackie Chan was cool and shit, but you never thought like, you know, like I'm gonna be Jackie Chan and get the girl kind of thing.
Absolutely.
You know? Like you're
Lee
like, nah, I'm gonna be Bruce Lee. I'm gonna like kick ass and I'm gonna get the girl and everything's gonna be sweet.
That's right.
You know? Like,
and that's like, that same savagery you see in somebody like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, fair.
And that same swag in Bruce Lee, you see in like if you go back a little bit further, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like that
so
same
true.
swag, like you know, like it's like there's.
Bro,
like,
actually, that is such a that parallel. I've actually never really thought about that, but yeah, man, like the swag between Muhammad Ali and Bruce Lee, like damn, I've never even really thought about that, bro.
Bruce Lee's footwork was inspired by Muhammad Ali.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Bruce Lee obviously took a lot of inspirations from, you know, African American culture as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially like people like Muhammad Ali. You know, like when he went to America, the whole civil rights thing was happening.
Yeah, for sure.
So he was in the thick of it, but he just wasn't. He didn't have a platform yet. He wasn't that guy yet.
No.
But he was obviously there. He was in Seattle. He was in like San Diego, I think.
Yeah,
as well, like around the real progressive places.
Yeah.
Where like the civil rights movement was, you know,
was
really
buzzing.
off.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So he was like absorbing it all, and you know, but you know, I don't even know what my point was. I just started.
No, it's good. No, let's keep rolling.
But just saying, like, I think the main point is like my connection to black culture is so rooted in art, and like it taught me how to like sort of think and
Mm.
molded me to who I am. So
Mm.
you know, hip hop is such a big part of. It's beyond just rap.
For
It's
sure,
like
bro. For sure.
it was like these examples of how to be a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like knowledge, KRS-One, knowledge of self. You know, all
Knowledge of
this sort of
self,
stuff,
bro,
man. Like
that's
know
it.
yourself, know your enemy, know like all
Yeah.
that's all these philosophies that they read,
Mm-mm.
they learnt, and then they sort of just put it in a form of where like it's digestible for
Digest for sure, man.
someone, like in a rap context. But like even in that sort of culture, like my heroes were influenced by black culture as well.
Mm-hmm.
My Asian heroes were
Yeah.
influenced by black culture. Eddie
course.
Huang is one of my heroes. He's influenced heavily by
For sure, man.
black culture. It's like it's unavoidable. I can't get away from it.
Yeah.
It's just who I am, right? So with the whole Black Lives Matter thing, it's like I don't feel like I need to justify myself or anything, but I do want to make people understand. Like, I'm not going to explain that to everybody each
No,
time.
of course not. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know, like, you know, why I'm so disappointed at some people
Mm-mm.
when they say dumb shit like all
Mm.
lives matter, all this bullshit. I'm like, man, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
You've missed it.
Yeah.
And like most people aren't
By
influenced
like
by black culture
500
like that.
miles, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's just crazy.
But most people aren't. I don't feel like they are that deep into that culture.
No, the thing is, like, I think a lot of people, like the masses, like they will easily digest it. You know, like they'll listen to like the top 40s and they'll sing along to Drake, they'll sing along to Kanye. They'll be like, yeah, that's, you know, this beat's banging, this is dope.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like the real issues, it's such a foreign thing for them.
Yeah.
It's just they just glaze over. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I don't want to be confronted by the issues. I just want to listen to this music and just be safe, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what hurts me the most.
Definitely,
is like,
bro. Like, cause like, you're not partaking in that culture, but you are listening to, you know, someone's success, and then to look at a life, you know, and to be like, you know, all lives matter. La, la, la. It's just so ignorant, you know. You're not taking the biggest scope of how things are and how things
Yeah.
are going to be, you know.
yeah. I mean, I probably should get somebody from the black community in here.
Well, but like, I mean, like the funny thing is, like, when you were talking about, like, you know, even going back to like Park and stuff, and like how I guess black culture and like hip hop has influenced like yourself and me as growing up. I guess the way for me that I always looked at it was like, especially with Park, because I was like, Park was always number one for me growing up, and I was attracted to the mixture of the storytelling and the truth. And like the truth is one of the best stories you can ever tell. And I think the way that Park said his truth through storytelling, through rapping, through being an artist, like that was just so unrivaled at the time. You
Yeah.
know? It
Yeah.
even to this day, arguably, like, you know, it's so unrivaled, the passion of him speaking his truth,
Yeah.
like, which was amazing. And I think even back then, like, even going back to talking about being a non-black artist or people that wanted to get into this sort of like black culture or participate in black culture, I think you get a lot of naysayers that weren't even in that conversation, you know. I think especially in America, and we didn't grow up in America, but I think what I've heard from stories and stuff, you find a lot of non-African people, like whether they're Hispanic, Asian, or even white, you know, being in these circles with African Americans and rapping and breakdancing, DJing, and it was nothing. It was like, it's cool, you know. It's not like, oh, you're not black, you shouldn't be part of this culture. Like if they lived in that hood or that area, it was
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
But then you get other people that aren't even participating in that conversation, being like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this because
Yeah.
you're not this, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of the misconception comes from, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's just how I've sort of seen a lot of things happen, you know. Especially even in Australia, you know, you get people that are just so quick to jump on and be like, oh, you know, you're not this, and this, you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. You don't
know?
fit the profile of who should be doing this.
Yeah, and then but like, as well, who are you to say that?
Yeah.
You're not even participating in this
What,
conversation.
yeah.
You know?
What gives you the authority?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the problem with like. I'm so glad the bloggers have gone now.
Yeah, bro.
Because they were like who the
yeah,
who
bro. Yeah.
gave you
yeah.
the medal?
That was
It was just like
bro.
I don't know. Anyway, fucking Yeah, but no, you're right, man. Like it's such a like. Anytime I ever felt like I was, you know, and I've always tried to give, you know, the just due, pay my respects to those that came before me with, like, you know, like, because we're standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
Without their hard work,
Yeah.
breaking down barriers,
Yeah,
you know,
man.
and then doing the massive sacrifices they did for their
sure.
art,
Yeah.
we would not have a platform,
Yeah.
and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
I've made any door that was open to me in a public sense has been because it was that Asian rapper, Chong Ali, that Asian rapper.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was, and then like I don't wake up and look at myself in the mirror and go, oh, you're an Asian rapper. I look up in the mirror and go, I want to be Park.
Yeah.
I want to be like that.
For sure, man. Yeah.
I don't like, you know, like
Yeah.
people go like, I don't see color. I honestly don't. When I look in the mirror,
Oh no! Oh no!
when I look in the mirror, I don't see color,
Oh
man.
no! They got to him. No, okay, no. Speak your piece. Speak your piece. Speak your piece, my friend.
No, but-
yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I don't
I know what you mean.
specifically go out to be an Asian rapper.
Sure.
But I'm also a realist, and I need to get in where I fit in.
Yeah.
Like there are doors that'll never be open for me just because of the way I look, and that's fine
Mm.
because we're a minority.
Mm.
And we live in a country where black culture is, like, let's be real, man. Like, they don't want that culture, their own black culture, to be part of their history. Let's
For
be real.
sure, man.
Let's just say it. Like, let's just say it as it is.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I never learnt about any Aboriginal
No.
history
No.
in school.
No.
The only way I learnt it was through like the actual
Yeah.
people like in my neighborhood
Yeah.
that I would talk to, like my friends and shit.
Yeah. So you were lucky in that sense, because
Yeah.
because I grew up on the coast, and like the closest Aboriginal like person to me was nowhere to be seen, you know.
Yeah.
And you'd learn things about. It's funny. I had this conversation with someone the other day. Like, you learn bits and pieces about, like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like,
right, yeah.
you're like, oh, and then you form this picture. Like, this is especially me, like coming from overseas. I was like, oh, okay, like, so there were, there are a couple of guys that used to sort of live in Australia, and like, they sang and they did some art and didgeridoos and stuff, and that was it.
It's real, like,
yeah. It's like a real like whoop, you just gloss over like a real like basic. It's like a basic starter pack,
yeah.
Not even that. If
Yeah.
anything, you're like
It's like a sample.
yeah.
It's a sampler,
bro.
like,
It so is.
It's the little KFC wipe that you get
Yeah.
after you eat your chicken.
Yeah.
You tear it off like
It is.
you literally only can like clean like 2 fingertips off.
Bro,
it.
that's it. And like really, like there's a fucking like just a whole smorgasbord of
Yeah.
history that it's almost like just ridiculous how much they didn't teach us or me or you in school.
It's absolutely criminal that they don't recognize it for starters.
For sure. Yep.
And they need to integrate it into. This is what I feel like. And I've heard of some schools that are doing this, and it's such a great step in the right direction. But for me, like it's that thing. Like we need to self-educate. Because it's not on them to teach us.
No way.
The same way as like it's not on me to teach any dominant majority group anything. I'm just existing because I'm an Australian. I was born here. Like I'm just existing the way I exist.
Sure.
If you want to learn about something, if we're homies, if we're friends, if there's a mutual exchange and we're exchanging value, fantastic. Like that's gonna come without saying.
Yeah,
right?
let's go. Yeah, let's do
But
it.
I'm not gonna like stand out in the middle of the street and start trying to lecture people like one of those crazy Jesus lecturers. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's
you
not a
know
good
what
look.
I'm saying?
Not a
Yeah.
good look.
So then in that same way, I don't expect to be able to come up to any First Nations person and just like, all right, give me a history lowdown, blah blah this and that. Like, no, man.
Yeah, man, fuck that shit.
There are resources out. Like, so I'm going through this book called Dark Emu.
Dark Emu. I
Yeah.
think I'm actually pretty sure I heard about it on the radio.
Yeah,
Shout outs to the radio.
yeah. Shout out to like ABC Radio.
Yeah, that's it. What's up? What's up?
But I'm reading that. I'm like, fucking Jesus! Like, this is only one book.
Yeah.
And I'm not even through that book yet.
Yeah, right.
The first like few pages, I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, right.
This information exists. That like I don't even know who the fucking author is. Hang on, I've
Yeah.
got Google right here.
Yeah, do it.
And actually, name drop.
Oh.
It was
Okay.
actually Indira Naidu that recommended I read this book.
Okay. Okay.
So I think I just dropped something.
Oh, damn.
Let me just bend over.
This is what happens when Asians go to Hollywood. This happen.
Oh,
Crazy
shit.
rich Asians.
No shit, man. It was like that was Bruce Pascoe. Fuck, how could I forget? So Dark Emu by Bruce Pascoe, and I'm still making my way through it.
Yeah.
But
I have to pick that up. Yeah.
the amount of information that's jam packed in this book, and this is like from the settlers, like diaries,
Like diaries and
journals.
shit.
Yeah,
Right.
It's their
It's
words.
like first-hand shit.
It's their words,
Oh man. Ooh.
dude. It's man. It's such a crazy experience reading it because it's like, it's saddening, and it's maddening.
Yeah.
It's like I wish I knew this
Yeah.
when I was younger.
Yeah.
Not that it really changed anything, because again, like I was very lucky to grow up where I did.
Well,
but-
that's the thing. See, at least in your scenario, like, I guess, I mean, you're one of the lucky ones, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like you grew
I
up
feel like that too.
you grew up in a scenario where you were able to have friends, with like indigenous backgrounds or of indigenous people. So a lot of people don't have like colored friends in the first place, let alone,
Yeah.
people that are, Aboriginal, Indigenous, or Torres Strait Islander.
Yeah. But even still, man, like, because like it's not like you just. This is the other thing. Like, just because we were friends, it doesn't mean like I know all the deep dark
Fair, yeah.
points to it. You know
Of
what
course,
I mean?
and they're not going to go up to you and be like, "Hey, guess what?"
Yeah.
like
Back
people,
in,
people,
1900s.
That's the thing. A lot of people assume that that they're going around spouting this shit, but it's like they don't want to talk about it like
Yeah.
that much either. Like fuck, it's painful shit.
One of my best friends growing up was Laotian. I don't know a fucking thing about Laos. I know it was like next to Vietnam,
Yeah,
and I know
me neither.
a
Now
few
apparently
things.
could be Laos. Go figure. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
it's,
know, I
it's
know.
not like, but we're like he was my best friend. Like,
Yep.
we were fucking best friends.
Yeah.
Couldn't separate us.
Mm.
Didn't know a thing about his country.
Yeah.
I know his food. I know his mom's half Chinese. I know all
Yeah,
that shit. I
food
know
where it's
all
at.
like, I know from like, I guess from a personal level.
Yep.
But I don't know like the history of the country.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean, and that's valid with any friendship.
Yeah. But we're not living in Laos.
No.
We're living in Australia.
Mm.
And Australia has a black history.
Mm.
We should know that. It should be taught, right? Like,
Yeah.
am I crazy?
Nah.
It's not. I mean, like, fuck it. Half an hour a day.
That's what I'm saying. It's not some like Lost City of Atlantis type shit. Like it's
Yeah.
not some lost tomes. Like the information's there.
Yeah, it's right. It's all there.
Mm.
And we have First Nations people
Yeah.
that know the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That could teach us.
Yeah, like literally just like down the road. Like they're not like some lost,
Yeah, yeah.
civilization. Fucking like, this, yeah.
He goes, yo, how about like we respectfully ask to put them on a payroll or something, and have them just like, yo, every school needs to learn this. Every student needs to learn
What's
this.
the thing? They always talk about like how they talk about the difficulties of opening a dialogue. It's like that's one of the easiest ways you can do it. Incorporate into the education system.
Yeah.
Educational system.
Start with some respect for starters, man. Like, let's start with respect.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Kevin Rudd, like, I don't know. My politics is horrible. Like, I don't pay any attention to politics, but Kevin Rudd seemed to like be the guy that was like taking the right steps towards. Like, he said sorry. He did all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, duh.
Yeah.
It's like the shit that like. It's the shit that's so obvious, but like for some reason there's pushback. I'm like, why though? Like,
yeah,
why?
exactly. Yeah.
I don't fucking get it, man. I don't know. It just, I don't know.
And the thing is, like, our level of frustration is like just a fraction compared to how they feel.
yeah.
It's
And like I never want to talk on their behalf. I know I don't want
Yeah, of
to,
course. Yeah,
act like
Mm.
It's just this is my perspective on my. I guess my fucking frustration at why I wasn't privileged to learn about this stuff.
I know exactly what you mean, bro. I remember when I first came to Australia. I think it was like, I can't remember. It was a couple of years after I first came to Australia. I was like in year 7, and they had like this art competition, and like they're like draw something like Aboriginal or some shit like that, And I did like this thing. I can't like they showed us some pictures of like what Aboriginal art looked like. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did some stuff and I won and shit. And I look back to that and I'm just like, that was like that was the beginning of my knowledge of like Aboriginals and Indigenous people in Australia, like
Yeah.
black culture in Australia. It was like a drawing competition, you know, like,
Yeah.
and you think you put that in comparison to the actual history that is there, and it's just laughable. Bro.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think we've got ways to go.
Yeah.
But for now, I guess it's on us.
Yeah.
It's on the individual to like get
Yeah.
educated and whatever. Like, in
Never
this day
feel
and
like you're
age-
not enough. That's the thing. Like, never feel like the individual isn't enough to bring forward education, you know?
And in this day and age, I mean, if you don't have the internet, I mean, every once in a while, I guess ABC Radio will recommend a book.
If you don't have the internet or like the capacity to live stream your podcast,
Oh, jeez, man.
My
this
bad.
This is gonna go out.
nah, it's all good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Every time we do one of these, man, and then like I go on these
Experimental. It's all
rants,
good.
I'm like, oh god, this is gonna come back.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. It's fine. It's fine.
But I'm not. This is the shit. I just. This is what I feel. So whatever.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Whatever. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
We started off talking
I
about
do not
food,
care.
and then it's like our
Bro, that
connection. to, like,
that went right out the fucking door.
Sorry, yeah.
I was like,
segued out the window.
I had so many like food like topics and conversations in my head ready to go. Like I was ready.
We did as much food talking as we did last time.
Bro, last time I had way more food talking. Like this was
And last time wasn't
so
enough.
minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we'll save the food talk for next time.
We will. Yeah.
On that note, man, really appreciate you coming over again, man,
good,
and
bro.
doing this again.
No, my pleasure, man.
And trying to get this bloody live stream to go, but I guess we'll try again next time.
Next time.
Next time. Yeah, man, guys, thanks for tuning in to Umami Nights. If you like what we're doing here, man, give us a share,
Mm-hmm.
tag us, comment. You know the drum, like, share, tag. What else is there? Like, what else can you do? Like, tell your friends, actually,
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yep.
if you like.
To your friends.
mean-
to your your coworkers.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to. This
Depends what your work environment's like, I guess. Yeah.
If you work in a particularly professional work environment, then maybe not.
Nah, tell them. That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
whatever.
fine.
Hey, yeah,
That's
why
fine.
not? And yeah, if anyone wants to sponsor this show,
Yeah. Oh,
hit your boy up.
fuck. Hit 'em up.
Because COVID is a motherfucker.
It is.
And I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm doing all right. But
We're not quite out of the woods yet. That's all. Like,
Yeah.
Hopefully everything gets better soon.
But I want Lamborghinis and I want mansions and
Bro, you had Lambos in the was it always at
yeah,
parachute,
I know,
so,
man.
like,
But
you
that's
know.
just favors, man. Like
Ah,
I don't
yeah.
own that. I don't own it. I want to own it.
I don't know. I saw something orange in the driveway. Must have been an orange tree or some shit.
It's just a big poster of, of
The
the.
Hosoi banner.
yeah.
I wonder what happened to the banner.
I took one photo that day. It was that photo.
Nah, it's dope. That's dope.
All right, man.
All right, bro.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thank you, Dano, once again.
All good.
Like, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff, man. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Oh yeah, the outro. Chill.